Welcome to the Librarian's Midnight Library. I'm a librarian, and the world has finally gone quiet enough for a story. Today, we step into the warm amber glow of the Hearthside Archive to uncover a tale of nostalgia. Take a deep breath, leave the world behind, and let's begin. It was a Saturday in late November, the kind of day where the rain doesn't fall so much as it haunts the air. Arthur was in his grandfather's attic, a place that smelled of mothballs, a cedar, and the slow, inevitable passage of decades. He was looking for a box of old photographs, but instead he found a ghost made of wood and wire. It was a Zenith vacuum tube radio from 1952. Its mahogany casing was scratched and the burlap over the speaker was frayed, but it sat on a trunk with a strange heavy dignity. Arthur lugged it down to his study, cleaned the dust from the glass dial, and plugged it in. He expected nothing, perhaps a pop of fuse or the smell of burning dust. But as the tubes behind the glass began to glow a low, haunting orange, the radio breathed. A low hum filled with the room, a sound like a beehive made of electricity. Arthur turned the heavy backlight knob. Click, click, click. Static filled the room. It sounded like a storm at sea, but as he reached the far end of the dial, the static cleared as if a curtain had been pulled back. And that was Blue Moon by Billy Eckstein. The time is 11:42 p.m. October 14th, 1952. The rain is tapped on the studio windows here in Blackwood, and I hope you are tucked in warm tonight. Arthur froze. The voice was smooth, like dark honey, but there was an edge of loneliness to it. He checked his phone. It was November 2025, but the radio didn't care about his phone. It was breathing the air of a Tuesday night 73 years ago. For the next 3 nights, Arthur lived in 1952. He heard weather reports for storms that had passed before his father was born. He heard news of a world that had long since moved on. But on the fourth night, the broadcast changed. The music stopped abruptly. That was a long, hollow silence, filled only by the distant scratching of a needle on a record. Then the announcer spoke again, but his voice was trembling. I know you are listening, the radio whispered. You in the room with the white walls and the silent clock. You, the one with the grandfather's eyes. Arthur's heart hammered against his ribs. He looked around his modern study, white walls, a digital clock that didn't tick. My name is Thomas, the voice said through the orange glow of the tubes. I'm sitting in the Blackwood station. I have been sitting here for a very long time. I have a letter, Arthur. It's under the floorboard beneath the radio's trunk in the attic. My sister never got it. If she doesn't get it, the line breaks. Do you understand? The line breaks. Static swallowed the voice. Arthur ran to the attic, his flashlight beam danced over the cobweb. He found the spot where the radio had sat. He pried up the floorboard with a claw hammer. There, wrapped in oilcloth, was an envelope. The stamp featured a young Queen Elizabeth. The ink was faded, but the address was clear. It was for a woman in a town only 20 miles away. Arthur delivered it the next morning. The woman who opened the door was 91 years old, her face a map of 1,000 winters. When she saw the handwriting, she sat down on her porch steps and wept. He went missing in the winter of 52. she whispered. We thought he just left. She opened the letter. It wasn't a goodbye, it was a map to a place he had found. A place between the frequencies where time didn't move. That night, Arthur went back to the radio. He turned the dial, his hand shaking. He reached the end of the dial, but there was no music, no weather reports, just a soft, distant sound of two people laughing, a brother and a sister, finally sharing a cup of tea in a room where the sun never sets. Arthur turned the knob to off. The orange glow of the tubes faded slowly, like amber in a fireplace. The room went dark, but for the first time in years, the silence didn't feel empty. It felt like a promise kept. The dial is turned and the static has settled into silence. Thank you for joining me in the Hearthside Archive here at the Librarian's Midnight Library. If this story reminded you of a voice you have not heard in a long time, please subscribe and leave a light in the comments. I'm your librarian and I will be waiting for you at the next midnight. Stay warm and sleep well.